8:42 p.m., Lena Carter pressed her hand against her stomach and whispered, "We're almost out." The baby kicked back. It wasn't a violent kick, just a reminder. A small, stubborn signal of life inside a body that had learned to survive on tension. 32 weeks pregnant, bruised ribs hidden under loose sweaters, a packed hospital bag tucked behind winter coats in the closet. She had chosen tonight carefully. Marcus was working late, or so he said. Lena had learned that late could mean anything. Drinks with coworkers, sitting in the driveway watching her through the curtains, or simply testing how long she'd wait before calling. But tonight, she wasn't waiting. She was leaving. The first time Marcus shoved her, he cried afterward. The second time, he blamed stress. By the third, Lena stopped keeping count. The abuse had grown the way mold grows, quietly, in corners, spreading under paint. He controlled the money, the car, her phone plan. He read her messages. He apologized. He promised. He monitored. When she found out she was pregnant, Marcus smiled too widely. "Now you'll never leave," he said, almost playfully. She laughed then. She didn't understand it was a threat. At 9:03 p.m., Lena texted her sister. "Are you close?" 3 dots appeared. 5 minutes. Lena moved carefully through the apartment. No lights, no sudden noises. She grabbed the envelope from under the sink. Copies of her ID, ultrasound photos, a small stack of emergency cash she'd hidden inside a tampon box. Her heart pounded in her throat. The baby shifted again. "We're okay," she whispered. "We're okay." That's when she heard the key in the door. Marcus wasn't supposed to be home for another hour. The lock turned slowly. Lena froze. The power shifted in a single, devastating second. Marcus stepped inside, eyes scanning the dark room. "You going somewhere?" he asked softly. His tone was wrong, too calm. Lena forced a smile. "Just getting some air." At 9 at night? He closed the door behind him and slid the deadbolt into place. The click echoed like a gunshot. Outside, her sister's car pulled onto the street. Inside, Marcus walked toward her. "You've been distant," he said. "Secretive." He glanced at her purse. Lena stepped back instinctively, hands still on her stomach. "I'm pregnant," she said, voice trembling. "I need space. I need support." "I support you," he snapped. His hands shot out, gripping her wrist. The baby kicked hard this time. Marcus looked down at her belly. "Don't use it against me," he whispered. The neighbors heard the shouting. They heard a crash. But they'd heard arguments before. Every couple fights, they told themselves. The television stayed on. The dishes kept washing. Inside the apartment, Lena stumbled as Marcus shoved her against the wall.
"You're not leaving."
"You think you can just leave?" he said. "Take my child?" "My child, not ours." The words rang in her head. He reached for her phone. She twisted away. In the struggle, the screen cracked, but not before a final message sent. "Now." Outside, her sister saw the lights flicker inside the apartment. She reached for her phone and dialed 911. Inside, Marcus grabbed Lena by the shoulders and pushed her toward the bedroom. "You're not going anywhere," he hissed. But Lena had already made a decision. Not for herself, for the life inside her. When Marcus lunged again, she did the only thing he didn't expect. She screamed. Not words, not pleas. A sound so primal, so raw, it sliced through drywall and denial. It shattered the illusion of just another argument. It forced the neighbors to stop pretending. The first knock on the door was firm. "Police!" Marcus froze. The second knock was louder. "Open the door!" His grip loosened just enough for Lena to run. She bolted toward the balcony. 3rd floor, no safe landing, but sirens were close now. Marcus grabbed her again, fury exploding across his face. "You did this," he said. "No," she whispered. "You did." The door splintered inward. Officers flooded the apartment. Marcus didn't run. He didn't need to. He thought he had already won. At the hospital, Lena lay under bright lights, monitors humming. The baby's heartbeat filled the room like a drum of defiance. Strong, steady, alive. Bruises bloomed across her arms and ribs, but the ultrasound showed no internal damage. When the doctor smiled and said, "Your baby is okay," Lena wept harder than she ever had in her life. Marcus was charged that night. Assault, false imprisonment, domestic violence against a pregnant woman. The judge denied bail. The courtroom was silent as Lena stood, hand resting on her belly, and spoke. "I thought being pregnant trapped me," she said, "but it gave me the courage to leave." The jury didn't hesitate. Guilty. Justice came down like a gavel striking through years of silence. Marcus was sentenced to decades behind bars. Reporters called it a narrow escape. Advocates called it a miracle. Lena called it survival. She moved to a new city before the baby was born. A small apartment, sunlight through wide windows, no deadbolts she didn't control. When her daughter arrived, Lena named her Hope, because that's what she had chosen in the moment everything could have ended. The life lesson was etched deeper than any scar. Love does not isolate. Love does not threaten. And the moment someone uses fear to hold you in place, leaving is not betrayal, it is bravery. 6 months later, Lena received a letter. No return address. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a single photograph, taken from across the street, her new apartment building, dated 2 days earlier. On the back, in familiar handwriting, "You can't run forever." Lena looked up at the window, heart pounding, because the power she thought she'd reclaimed might only have shifted again.